been times where I've done virtual therapy with Kingston and he like literally is like, bye, and he clicks it and turns it off.
Yeah, like 5 or 10 minutes into the session, we're like, you're done?
So speaking of chasing the standard, let's talk about the Broncos real quick, obviously.
Good segue.
The Chargers fan base is really, really cool, really, really welcoming, mostly, especially if you're at SoFi.
The preparation for...
Where's my Jayhawk question at, man? That's what I want to know.
It's coming right here.
Oh, if they take one message from this book, I would say not to compare yourself with others.
I would never take a running back in the first round. And so talking about Ashton Genty, talking about Jeremiah Love, I'm always going to be a little bit biased because you can't put that pressure on rookies.
Well, let me ask you for this retort. You just said you wouldn't take a running back in the first round. Are you talking about in the top 10? Or are you talking about first round in general? Because Marion Hampton was a first round pick.
Yeah, I wouldn't have taken a Marion Hampton at 21.
Okay.
I would not take a run. I would only take premium positions.
Okay.
Just because I think contract value-wise, it's the only thing that makes sense because Amarian Hampton is the 7th highest paid running back in the league.
Dive into Amarian Hampton, then. Let's keep going.
All right, we'll talk about the Chargers. So I'll talk about Amarian Hampton, but I'm just going to get this take out there first. I think we're talking about over top to bottom, this is the most diverse running back room. And I think from top to bottom, it's probably the best. While you're talking about star power, number 1 running back might not be the best division. But when you look at all three as a 3-headed monster, I think it's far and away because all 3 are capable backs. But I'll start off with Amarian Hampton. Amarian Hampton, if you want to look at what he can be, look at the Giants game from last year. Week 4, this is when he really got started. Najee Harris just tore his Achilles. This was his first game as a bell cow before he got hurt, where he tripped over the Commander's ankle, broke it, and then was out for 9 games. This is the first time we really got to see him. So Amarian Hampton is 6 foot 220. So he's a bigger back. He's not your most ideal size, but last year he averaged 4.4 yards on the ground. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm going to be talking about what's called rushing success rate, which rushing success rate is the idea of on first down, they get 5 yards. So they make it halfway, or second down, wherever they're at, they're making it halfway to the sticks. And then on third down, it's converting third downs. So Amarian Hampton had a huge impact on the Chargers' rushing success rate. As a whole, everyone loves to bring up the Chargers were successful because they had the 11th best rushing attack in the league. They were not that good last year. In fact, they were 27th in rushing success rate. They just ran the ball a lot. So they ended up with a ton of yards, but it was super unsuccessful. Now, with Amarian Hampton, they were 18. So it's not as good, but it's better than where they were. Now, Amarian Hampton, what he's really good at is he's really tough to bring down. He's a big body back who always keeps his leg moving. He's a one-cut kind of runner. As soon as he sees the hole, he's going to hit it. He has plus speed, so he's able to break away. He had a 54-yard touchdown in that Giants game. He had over 10 explosive runs, which is over 10 yards. And his feet are always, always moving. He's never going down. Now, when we look at the things he struggles at, his pass protection last year was pretty horrible, just to be kind of blunt. He could not protect Herbert, and it did not help that he had to be a tackle on some of these plays because the tackle play was so bad that he had to go line up out there, and they had multiple guys coming, so he had to really think about it, but he was really bad in pass protection. He also did have a fumble in only 9 games, which can be concerning. And to Charger fans, it'll bring back shades of Melvin Gordon because that is what we're talking about. But he is also
Broncos legend Melvin Gordon
and Chiefs legend. That's where he won a ring.
Yeah.
He also had 32 receptions, and so he had 192 yards. He's only averaging about 6 yards there. Again, a lot of this was just dump off plays in the backfield from Herbert almost getting absolutely massacred in the backfield. So I don't know if you really want to talk about his catch ability because a lot of those receptions are just dump offs. But talking about the other backs, Kamani Vidal played for the majority of the season last year. He started the other 9 games. And in that, he averaged about 4.1 yards. He had 3 touchdowns. He's not much of a red zone player. In fact, within the red area, he was highly ineffective. But in between that area, he's pretty good. I don't love Vidal. I'm just going to be honest, but I think as your number 3 guy, I think he's a great option there, and he gets paid $1 million. So I'm not going to talk that much about it.
Well, he was pretty serviceable for you guys in relief for Hampton. I think he had a couple of pretty good rushing games, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, he had 643 yards last year. He's a good player. He had 155 attempts. He was averaging 4.1. He was actually cut on the 53-man. He didn't actually make it. They brought him back. So good success story for him. He's going to turn it into a payday.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't like him as a draft player. So this might be a draft priors kind of thing. He's not the kind of running back I like to watch just because he's one of those small, like bowling ball type guys. If you're ready for ball knowledge, it's like Mike Tolbert back in the day, kind of.
Yep.
And I don't particularly like that style of running back just because I think in an offense where you have a quarterback as good as Herbert, you need explosive plays out of the backfield, and just chipping away at 2-3 yards doesn't really do you much because you really need to get Herbert into second and short situations so that they have the option to go play action and take shots downfield. Which brings us to, I think, the best addition of outside of obviously Kenneth Walker. I think the best addition out of any running back room, which is Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah.
Keaton Mitchell is exactly what the Chargers needed because it's what Hampton and Vidal don't have, which is explosive play ability across the board. This guy, he's only 5'8". He's weighing in at 191, according to the Chargers. Last year, he had 47 attempts and he had 196 yards, which is an 8.4 yard average. So this is a guy who's eating up chunks. And in a Mike McDaniel's offense where they're just running through and going in wide zone, it's going to be like a Devon Achane look to it. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be Devon Achane, but he's going to play a similar role because Amarian Hampton isn't going to play like that. Keaton Mitchell has the same issue J.K. Dobbins does, which is injury issues.
Mm-hmm.
But here, he's the third guy, and he'll likely probably only get 5 to 10 touches a game, which is all the Chargers are going to need. Just an absolute change of pace of where he comes on the field, you can spread him out, and then you have threats in the passing game. Everyone has to become a little bit. And I think the biggest thing that this is going to help the Chargers in is late in games, because now they can hammer Hampton, and then if they want to change it up, they have Mitchell who can go pick up the yards. They have Vidal as well. I think they'll be able to really use these 3 backs to help them as they get further and further into games and have to rely on Herbert less in the clutch, which I think will help the whole team. Now, I'll go through a couple of strengths and weaknesses, and then I'll be done. Biggest strength, I think, is the change in blocking scheme. So Greg Roman runs what's called a gap blocking scheme, which requires the offensive lineman to think a lot more. And that caused a lot of issues and a lot of hits in the backfield. Now they're going wide zone, which all that means is offensive linemen run one way, and they have 2 of the most athletic tackles in the entire league. So it will open up a lot more holes, and I think the running backs are more fit for it. It's a super diverse group. Every single running back is a different size, different build, and has different strengths that build on each other. This is your potential to be top of the league. Now, weaknesses, it's also super boom or bust.
Yeah.
We don't know what Amarian Hampton is yet. Yes, he had flashes, like I said, the Giants game, but we don't know what he is. Kamani Vidal averaged 4.1 and was largely ineffective in a lot of big games outside of 3 good games. Mitchell only played 9 and has never played a full season. It's a new scheme, so we don't know how these running backs will look. And there's injury risk with all 3 backs. None of these guys have played full seasons. Amarian Hampton missed 8 games last year. Mitchell missed 9 games. Kamani Vidal wasn't on the roster, so we don't know what his injury looks like, but he's a smaller guy, so we have to assume there's some kind of injury risk there.
That's